If you pushing P, you know you gotta prove it. Staying on under my Ferrari. Damn, she went crazy, bruh. Song of the year, bruh. Real talk. We good? Are we good? Alright, cool. My bad. I couldn't see. Welcome to episode 46 of the Old Kids Podcast. Today, I'm gonna tell you guys how I find music. I'm giving y'all my gems. I'm gonna tell you guys how I discover music, what I use, just my whole experience, how like I get to find new artists or old artists is like music that people like, underrated songs, I guess you could say. So yeah, one thing I do use that I kind of just started using recently was apps. Like I literally use apps that notify you when an artist drops, or some apps. I have an app too that kind of, I'm not gonna give out the name because no free advertisement. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I have another app too that like shows you songs that based on your listening thing, it shows you songs that you could find. And I have one that's like Tinder, where you swipe if you don't like it, and if you like it, it adds it straight to a playlist. So that's dope as fuck. So if you guys do want to know the app, hit me up and I'll tell you guys the app. But yeah, another thing is just research. Now, I know research, bro. What the fuck? Like we could do that. Like duh, we know research. But I mean research by like this. Like you go on Spotify, or me personally, I go on Spotify sometimes. I see an artist, and I like dive deep into it. I go straight into like let's say for example, let me say Earl Sweatshirt. Go straight into one. I look at the artists you may like. Go through all of those. Sometimes I click through all of them, see who's on there. And then another thing I do is I go all the way down. I use Spotify, by the way, but I go all the way down and I go appears on. So I see what Earl Sweatshirt appears on. Then I go to the artist that dropped that song featuring Earl Sweatshirt. Then I go on theirs and do the same thing again. So I go like appears on. So it's kind of like a big ass cycle, I guess. A big ass like, what do you call it? Like a rabbit hole. There you go. You go into a deep rabbit hole of like different artists and this and that. And somehow you end up like in like an artist with like 20,000 streams, and you're like, yo, no one ever heard of this guy. This is fire. Another thing I also use because of Spotify is Discover Weekly. Because one, I feel like they be putting some gems on there as well. And I actually found Location by Khalid before it became like a radio hit. I found it on there and I was listening to it and I was like, yo, yeah, this is fire. So yeah, shout out to that. And honestly, I have on here also Just Pressing shit, because when you press like appears on and you press like things like that, or even what else you could do? You could like just look up like all of that. Look up what the artist is featured on. Usually the artist that made the song with them, like the artist that featured them on there, usually they have some pretty good music, or they have like they appear in a different album. You know what I'm saying? It's just deep diving into it. Another thing I do, I follow a lot of music pages on Instagram. I follow a lot of music pages on TikTok. There's this girl on TikTok. She got like the best music taste. Her name is like Annabelle, and she got to go like on tour with Earth Gang and stuff, which is dope as fuck. Just off TikTok, just like music and stuff. So yeah, she has great taste. I be getting so much music from her as well. I just look up like she be dropping like artists you should get into, stuff like that, and it's fire. So yeah, definitely like follow music pages. Go to people's music thing on TikTok, Instagram. Use all of it. TikTok, Instagram. That's mainly what I use, but you can use probably Facebook or something. I don't know. They might have it on there. It may have like a music group or something. But yeah, go on those. Follow a lot of those people. For example, I'll give you some Instagram pages. I follow Sleeping on Gems. I follow, what's the other one? Damn, I forgot the other one. I'm having like a little brain thing right here, so I can't even think of them. But yeah, Sleeping on Gems is one. I'll give you that one. There you go. You can find the rest through there. And then another thing, Shazam, which I don't think people use Shazam anymore because Snapchat has that one feature. So use Snapchat as well. You get that feature. Like I remember, what was it, like a couple weeks back, I was at Olive Garden, and they were playing like some soothing ass old music. Like I think old school music. They were playing like some soothing ass jazz. I was like, yo, this shit fire. So I was like, yo, I'm about to Shazam this. I Shazammed it, found the song, added it to the playlist, and just like that, you can find tracks like that. Even at like stores and stuff, you can find tracks like that. Not necessarily, it's not a bad thing, you know. Anywhere you could get music works. Also, following artists. Like, let me give an example. Zach Fox. Zach Fox posts a lot of good music. And there's plenty of artists that post a lot of good music. I know Vince Staples sometimes posts some music. Tyler always posts some music. There's a bunch of artists that post a lot of music that they listen to that sometimes people don't even know about and stuff like that. And they could lead you into, once again, a rabbit hole where you look up that artist on Spotify or Apple Music, look up what they've been on, look up all this and that. And you just got to deep dive into it and stuff like that. And then another thing that leads me on to my other thing, which is interviews as well. Artists actually talk about like a bunch of music in interviews, obviously. Another example is Tyler. I think I saw an interview where Tyler talked about, man, what that guy called, I forgot, but he was listening to like an album, and it was like I looked it up. I ended up looking up the album, and it was fire. But yeah, we have artists that talk about music all the time. That's like literally what I mean, it's their profession, so they always talk about influences. They talk about what they're listening to right now and stuff. And you could definitely learn, or you could definitely find artists through there. You know what I'm saying? Example also as well. Who's like a artist I want to say? Oh, like Isaiah Rashad. He like put a lot of shine on Lupe Fiasco, and a lot of people, Lupe Fiasco is still kind of seen underrated, and then a lot of people like, might learn that, oh, Lupe Fiasco, especially like the newer generation, I guess you could say, like me and stuff. But yeah, they're like, oh, Lupe Fiasco. But I actually remember Lupe Fiasco. But you know what I'm saying? You know my point. It's just like artists always give flowers to other artists, and they always like, you know what I'm saying? They always talk about other artists. So you could definitely find artists just by looking into interviews, watching anything music related. Literally anything music related. You're most likely going to find a new artist and stuff like that. Obviously not like anything music related. For example, like, I'm not trying to bash them, but like music news, you know what I'm saying? Like what people talk about, oh, Kanye's going on a rant. Oh, he got arrested for that, like stuff like that. I don't necessarily think like shit like that you'll find new artists, but I mean like music related pages that really talk about like just shine light on newer artists, stuff like that. So definitely try all these things out. Let me know too, what are ways you find music. Do you have like a app, a page, an Instagram page? Put it down in the comments. Just not for me, not just for me, but for like everyone else who's watching. Just put it down in the comments. Put down how you discover music. I feel like we need to stop trying to gatekeep music, bro. Like, music is we don't have to gatekeep it. So definitely put it down in the comments. Who cares if it becomes a radio hit? If the song is good, it's good, and you're just helping out the artist. So they'll make more stuff like that. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, put down in the comments how you discover music. What do you use? What apps do you use? What pages do you follow? Which stuff like that. Which platform do you use? And what like Discover Weekly I use. So like, what do you use on Apple Music or stuff like that? All that shit. So put all that in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I kind of just wanted to tell you guys how I be finding my music, what I usually do. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. We're at 100 something subscribers, and I just gotta keep bringing that up because I'm like so happy at just 100. Like, that's crazy to me. I didn't even think, it's just crazy. So I appreciate you guys for listening, and I appreciate the new people just trying to listen. Maybe you don't like it, maybe you do. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.